thank you very much for participating in these paired breakout sessions. Again, I'm very sorry that I can't be there in person. I wish I could to lead these discussions, but hopefully you've started these discussions and you'll carry them out, and it'll make you richer culturists for having done so. Now, when I say that Matthew Arnold is the first culturist, I should actually say that he's the first person to be called a culturist, because in fact, all nations throughout history and the nations around the world today, they promote, protect, and defend their traditional majority cultures. They're all culturists, but he was actually called by the exact term culturist. And for further clarification, Matthew Arnold was called a culturist, but culturism didn't exist yet. Why? Because there were no multiculturalists. He didn't need to convince anybody that Britain had a traditional core culture to protect and promote, or that it was part of Western civilization. This was just obvious. But as a culturist, he did practice what's a recognizable form of culturism. Now, Matthew Arnold was reacting to the spiritual and social problems brought on by the Industrial Revolution. He said that the Industrial Revolution was making everybody materialist, money-hungry, and really downgrading the value of Britain. He used to joke, if Britain ran out of coal, would they have nothing to be proud of? Of course they would. So he wanted to use the history, and particularly the arts of Britain, to elevate the people, to make them aware of their cultural history and have something to be proud of. Now, in his most famous book, Culture and Anarchy, he popularized the term Philistines. He called people Philistines. And you know what that means. It means somebody who has no culture. Now, if I call you a Philistine, how does that make you feel? Does that make you angry? Does it make you think, oh my God, maybe I ought to elevate myself? What would be the uses of this word? So now I'm going to ask you to turn to your neighbor and talk about what would be the general impact if people started calling each other Philistines again. How would Britain react? So you have 2 minutes to discuss this. Please turn to your neighbor and begin discussing it now. Please do tell your neighbor what would happen culturally if we started calling those who don't know British culture Philistines.